Like a good one there. That's what I'm talking about. That's a nice speck. At least it feels nice. Of course, it's been on my pole, so it's gotta be nice. Yeah, I thought I was tangled in another line. Now that's a slab. That is what we came for right here. It's a beautiful fish. Let's get it back out there and see if we can get another one. Or two, or three, 4. Welcome to the Florida Angling Channel. Today we're fishing Lake Manatee, which is central West Florida. We're trolling a spread of baits down deep looking for, oh, just lost him, what they call up north crappie. So we're gonna try to see what we can get and just troll back and forth and work the edge of the natural channel. This is actually a man-made reservoir. So we're gonna work back and forth along the channel and see what we can do. Oh, there he is. He was sitting there telling me he was on and I wasn't paying attention. Looked over and that rod was doubled over and twitching. Another nice little speck. They are a pretty fish. That wide tail on that guy. Definitely a pretty fish. Oh, we got another one. Now, this is the way I like to catch them. This one actually feels a little bigger. Nice speck there. That's a nice fish. Now, Manatee County, there's no size limit on them, but you're allowed 25 per person. So I usually don't like to keep them real small because you don't get hardly any meat off of them when you clean them. You end up with just little paper thin fillets. But that is a beautiful fish. I've seen so many of them mounted, put on a cypress stump, and they finish the cypress stump and have a couple of these just sitting there. Like a beautiful trophy. Let's get these back out here again. This seems to be a pretty productive area. You get them back to back like that. Trolling's generally pretty slow unless you find a few of them. I got a twist on the end down there somewhere. Came up. Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you. Planning him off. That's a nice speck there. There's so many different ways to catch these fish. Trolling, you don't catch as many fish, but a lot of them are bigger. You don't catch a lot of the little small ones like you do fishing with minnows. You can bobber fish with minnows. You can drift fish with minnows. A lot of people like to, when they're starting to spawn, set up a light at night, and they'll fish the outer edges of that light because the minnows are drawn to the bait that are, like the the plankton and all the little microscopic baits that come to that light draws the minnows, and then the specks will come in and feed on those minnows. A lot of people call them crappies, probably more than call them specks. I just grew up calling them specks, so it's natural for me to call them a speck. He was just tapping at that thing. There's one. Decent fish. They like that yellow spin here. I think they see it better. Oop, there you go. Still got a lot of spoke to him. That sloped forehead up through there. They're a pretty fish. Oh, there he is. Come here, big guy. Feel pretty decent. He feels like a decent one. Yeah, I'm tangled up in a bunch of others. Oh yeah, look at this guy. That's a nice one. It barely hung by the lip too. Is that not a pretty fish or what? I mean, it don't get no better than that. Look how thick that guy is across the back. That's a beautiful speck there. Bycatch. You never know what you're gonna catch when you tip them with the minnow, because everything loves the minnows. Pretty little guy. We'll throw him back, let him grow up. He ain't bad anyway. Come back here. There you go. Early release. He was too small anyway. That looked like a good one there. What I'm talking about. That's a nice speck. At least he feels nice. Of course, it's been on my pole, so it's got to be nice. Yeah, I thought I was tangled in another line. Now that's a slab. That is what we came for right here. It's a beautiful fish. Let's get it back out there and see if we can get another one. Or two, or three, four. This reservoir that we're in is a freshwater reservoir, and it's used as a water supply for most of Manatee County. They put these in, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, and what it does is it circulates the water from the bottom to the top, and it's supposed to improve the water quality. Now, a lot of these will hold fish around them because the thing's sitting there churning the water up, and there's water movement, so the bait will come to feed on whatever's being churned up. And and then the game fish will show up around there. So I always like to try to troll by this because I just about always catch a fish by it. There's another one on that same rod. When we caught that bass fish just a minute ago, I looked up and I was heading right for that aerator. Oh, go back here. This one's looking smaller the closer I get him in here. Yep, that's a little baby there. We're going to throw him back and let him grow up some. That's Manatee County Water Treatment Plant, and that's where they treat the water for pretty much all of Manatee County that's not on a well. I believe they sell it to Sarasota County and also Anna Maria Island. The water's pumped out there for fresh drinking water. They use this reservoir, and they have a well field just a little bit east of here, and they mix the water water out of the wells and then the water from the lake, and they monitor the water level. When the rain comes up or get a lot of rain, they dump some of the water out, but I believe they have to consistently keep the normal water flow running through, so they're not allowed to mess with the natural water flow that normally runs down this river. He ain't a slab, but he ain't bad. Decent little speck. Fish are so small you can't even hardly tell they hit the rod. Just hitting and dragging behind the boat. Pretty bad. They're so small they don't even bend the rod. You see them jumping behind the boat. Now that's a baby. That is a baby here. Yeah, we'll throw him back. I think there's not even a question to even measure. Not that I would have measured anyway. I knew there had to be one out here in the middle. I don't feel good. Maybe a keeper out of the nursery. That's a little better fish. It's kind of more what we were looking for. At least you can see the rod bend on these. He ain't a slab, but he's Start to get fairly thick across the back. Get a decent fish. Get a little bit of meat on him. They're definitely a pretty fish. The biggest one I ever caught was in this lake, and it was 18 inches. Matter of fact, that's the biggest one that I've ever seen. Well, I think we're going to call it a day. We caught quite a few fish, everything from wee little bitty to slab-sized crappie. We've had to make a couple different trips due to the weather. I hope you enjoyed our show. We'll see you next time on the Florida Angling Channel.